Do you want to say something about you, or do you want to be more neutral?
My name is Roxanna. I'm a psychologist. Started my studying and interest of psychology in 1997, and still in this way.
Mm-hmm.
And I a little bit know about logotherapy of Frank. Maybe a little bit know about most of philosopher and psychotherapist and psychologist. I read a lot of books. I have some psychotherapy around 10 years with myself, but focusing maybe on Russian and Kazakh therapists. And most of my work in Kazakhstan, I work with children, start from 4 years old and up to adults as well. Here I work with group. Sometimes I'm doing counseling, but another part of my life in here in UK, I'm a teacher as well. And now I try to do like in a balance, because psychology, it's what I really like to do, but reality, I do in more teaching job right now. And my question today, because when I heard your lecture, maybe my question is like straight away come to my mind. I definitely want to find right balance in my life when I'm doing some job, or when I'm in my personal life, or whatever I do, I just I just maybe straight away focusing 100% of what am I doing, and later I realize that other part of my life I could lost. I could be really successful in one way, in one area, but I don't know how to make a balance of different part of my life. Because if I'm doing something right now, for example, in a job, and for example, someone calling me, someone from personal life, or just text me, it's quite hard for me, just like I forgot about other part of my life when I start doing something, and I want to find balance. This is my question.
Can you give an example what you forgot, for instance? What you did and forgot at that time?
When I, for example, here, when I work in school, and through the day, I can't, for example, talk with my friends, for example, on lunchtime, or after the job, or when my parents call, I just think I don't have time right now. And I feel a little bit guilty, but I know that if I just like a little bit return to another part of my life, it will be hard for me to come back to, maybe I spent, or I gave so many energy to some situation, and I don't know how to take that energy back.
So when you teach,
yes,
you give all your energy in the teaching, and when your parents call, you are so exhausted that you cannot talk with them.
Yeah, because if I start talking with, for example, parents on lunchtime or after job, after job I can, but I need to 100% know that day is done. I done everything what I need, and my mind now it's
so
have
you are
freedom.
A perfectionist.
Yes, yes, I'm perfectionist. I realize it now, but this word, I feel in it, but I didn't catch this
but
correct
you get the word now.
Yes.
Yeah. And the question is now, why are you a perfectionist? Yeah. why is it so important to do everything at its best? That you do not allow to talk during lunchtime with colleagues because it may distract you or it may take you some energy which you need for your work. Why must you be so perfect? You know, this is, we are dealing with ourselves. So she is engaged so highly in her work, and you certainly do the best you can do. But why am I doing it so much? Because somehow when I look at it, and when I look at my life, it looks crazy. I don't have energy and time. I forget all the rest of the world. This is not in balance. You feel it that way. You assess it that way. You do not have inner consent to the way how you live. You are absorbed so much by what you do, but I can't really say yes, this is okay, this is good. How can you really say okay?
Maybe I never say okay. That, for example, even if I do a lot, I never say to myself, it's definitely okay. Something like that just comes to my mind.
That's something important. You do it, but you do not take a position towards it. So the position towards it, which makes it more personal, your work, more existential, more your life, more your work, would be to say, well, I'm going to teach now, and this is what I really want to do. I feel inner consent. I feel really, yes, this is, for this I want to live now. Only for this.
No.
You don't feel that? You say no?
Sometimes when I'm doing something, I really enjoy it. I just catch some moment where I really enjoying and I'm relaxing. But it's happened not really often. But right now I realize that most of the time when I'm doing, I'm a little bit struggle that I'm not doing well, and I just try to compete with myself to do it a little bit better. It's kind of fear that I'm not doing well, something like that.
So we have a combination that you realized I'm not really saying yes to my teaching and other activities. I'm not really saying yes. You said you don't really want to say fully yes to that, what you do. So there is something not clear yet, why you can't really say yes. And then on the other side, there's something like a bit fear coming up.
Yes, and another small part, not small, I'm not sure it's small or big. Sometimes, not all times, I just struggle that if I'm in some situation, I just look at situation not through my side, but through the other person's side, and I just thinking what could be better for this person or for this group of people to do. It's mean, for example, on that second, I just, like you say before, are you really think about yourself seriously? I think on that second, I just forgot about me, and I like think about situation according to their view, and like.
So this means you are not with yourself. You are going to lose yourself and step into the shoes of the others and look from the other side what they could need, what they could want, what they need to be happy with me.
Yes. Yes.
And
but how
you don't count in that moment. You don't count for yourself. The others count more. You live an externalized life, a bit externalized. You want to be pleasant and lovable and whatever for others. And for that, you give yourself up.
Yeah. It's never happened with people with whom I really trust and whom I believe and with whom I'm really relaxed. It's never happened. I feel myself quite well with that, but it's not a lot of people, just few of them. But in most situations when
you're with foreign people, then you come a bit into a fear. What could happen if you do not fulfill their wishes and needs? What could happen?
Maybe I can't deal with this situation. Maybe I will have so many mistakes, and maybe I will not do my job or do whatever I'm doing quite well. If I'm not doing it well, I can lose job. I can lost relationship, I can lost maybe attention, something like that. This is kind of fear.
And what would happen if you lose relationship and attention and job?
I stay alone. This one comes. And no one can talk with me, no one care about me, no one something like that. It's like loneliness.
And then you feel lonely, you are left alone. Did you ever?
And I feel sad, like sad or like, something like that.
Did you ever experience something like this in your life? That you have been left alone? People did not care for you, did not respect you.
Yeah, but yes, and it's like situation from childhood. For example, when parents were not at home, and I've been alone, and it's feeling like already like darkness, and no one at home, and I'm alone, and I feel fear that no one care around, no one around, nobody around, and like I just look through the window and it's winter time, it's dark, but I start to like protect myself, start to think about something, but I definitely need people around, but I didn't have.
And this was something painful, disagreeable?
It's painful, and I always try to change something, but I don't know how. Something.
As a child, you did not know?
Yeah, child.
Adolescent?
Maybe 7, 8 years old. It's like when I breathe in, when I start feeling that situation, I just hardly breathe in. It's like a little bit. It's hard to me to breathe deeply.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is like in the first dimension of existence, like taking you away the space to live, and you feel it even physically, that
I can't
breathing
breathe
means
freely.
taking space, and you can't even take space. It's reducing you. And it brings you into a danger. If there's nobody around, you can't breathe. There's no space, and nobody cares.
And it's mean I by myself, like push myself, like it's not someone just tell me do not breathe. It's mean I take to myself like a little bit like breathe not deeply and breathe with freedom.
It happens to you, yeah. It is a coping reaction of protecting myself. Yeah. Not breathing means hopefully the situation goes over by itself before nobody sees me. And also, what our question now is more, this is a painful situation, and how would that be for you if that happened again?
Periodically it's happened, but I never connect my feeling with that experience. Because sometimes in any new situation, I'm a little bit like hold myself, and I maybe more, right now I understand, I'm more controlling my breath and my behavior and myself. And when situation gone, I start like breathing deeply.
Yeah.
And I can spend 1 day or 1 week or even more. And after that, I start realize that my body definitely in a stress situation, I need to do something. But I never connected this feeling with,
But when you engage so much, you say it's not in balance. There is something which is too much when you teach. A little bit it has to do that you do not look at the inner consent, and it's not clear if you have it. This needs a bit more work to clarify how much you would like to give, to engage in your work. But on the other side, there is this fear, I could not do the best, and then I would possibly lose my job, I would become alone, and you have a heavy experience of being alone. And can it be that you try to prevent that this happens again, what you experienced as a child, and that you engage so much to prevent it?
It's mean I'm not a child right now, I'm adult already. And I can deal with some situation, and I could have some mistake, or I could not be perfect, and it's life, and I can maybe a little bit remove or like put it down my expectation of myself. Because when I deeply connected with myself, I relax in situation. I just more like situation, just be as a situation. But if I just like maybe unconsciously jump to that situation, I just lost my connection with myself, something like that.
Something like that. So to me it looks like this. You do not fully engage personally. You do not say, have inner consent. to that amount of engagement which you give. You have some, but you do not make it conscious. You do not confront yourself with it first. Second, there is a fear if you do not fulfill what you think are the expectations of the others.
Wait a second.
If you do not fulfill the expectations of the others.
Wait a second. Okay.
If you do not fulfill what you think the others expect. Because it's not sure if the others expect it, but you think they expect it. This can have consequences which lead that you will be fired, lose relationship, not respected, becoming lonely. And you know how painful it is not to be cared. This may never happen again. As a child, I couldn't do anything against it, but now I can do something. I can really do the best. And there is a third element.
Which I control in or some situation or some I can't control. It's mean it's okay. It's not like. It's mean, for example, before this moment, I thought that I can't control like 100% all situation, and it's quite really heavy emotionally. And if let situation just come and just have a look how it's happened, I can involve, but I can't totally control all elements or all parts, something like that.
But when you do the best, when you are a perfectionist, then it is very unlikely that you will be rejected or be alone.
This is hard, but
But when you do not do the best, then you are afraid people could come and say, not with you, and you are alone again.
okay, where is the balance?
And you have deep feelings how it is to be lonely.
Okay. It's mean that I try to like protect my child in myself, inside of myself. Do not be alone or do not afraid, and I just more. It's like I'm adult for my child. I try to do something which is protect like another part of myself.
To not to have to suffer that again, what you suffered when you were 8. It was so terrible.
And one of the motivation, like one part of my life, when I work with children, I definitely first time I work because I want to help.
This is another way you apply it. And there is a third element in this imbalanced way of working. The third element is you are more with the other than with yourself. Maybe because of this fear, but it may have also other causes. But you are more at the service of the others and not with yourself. And you do not care
about
yourself.
myself.
You have maybe the feeling of not having the right, or it's maybe too dangerous. if you are not at the full disposal for the others.
Mm-hmm.
And then you lose yourself. Then you give too much. And you can't draw the boundary. You step over that border.
Where is the level when I can, how much energy?
I would say first, this needs different sections of
Okay.
a therapy, I
Mm-hmm.
would say.
Yeah, yeah.
But what you can apply and work on and maybe move forward quite well
Mm-hmm.
is ask yourself for the inner consent for what you do. Do I have a yes to engage so totally in my work? And if not, try to do as much as you have inner consent and not more. This needs work. This needs half a year.
Experience, like new experience, yeah.
And train it. This must grow now.
It's already maybe when you start, when you told that it's, and I start realize that sometimes I'm doing that, but it's just like small child, just first steps, just do, and wow, it's interesting. But after that, jump to my like real, ordinary situation, and maybe right now just more focusing on more catching that moment and maybe collect that moment, like take another box and put.
Because you can do it with people you are close.
Yeah, yes.
There is no fear.
Mm-hmm.
But when there is the fear, you forget yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
So this will be then the next step to work on this fear.
Mm-hmm.
But it is certainly a good way to ask yourself, how much consent do I have? And when you are teaching, after an hour, ask yourself for a moment, do I have consent to work like this? Or do I feel it's too much?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you may develop a regulative, a regulation of this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How is this for you?
Like breathe deeply first, just really deep breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing, because when I doing by myself, when I just thinking about myself, I just just take small ideas, but I didn't have whole pictures.
Oh, but yeah, we cannot develop it further. How is this for you? What
Right now, right now, more clear pictures, picture what I can do by myself, and maybe a little bit make some like evaluation. If I feel like if I try to do that and I had good experience or bad experience, doesn't matter, but not just jump truly in situation when I just don't care about situation, but just do small step by step, maybe just try to do like new experience, new reflex. Because before,
but do you feel under pressure now, or do you feel clear?
No, I feel like, for example, something I have the way how I can do it. That is kind not like a closed door, but the door is open, and I know how.
Can you understand it better?
Mm-hmm. Yes. And no, I didn't. I don't feel any pressure. I feel that I feel quite confident, and I feel that I can do it.
Yeah.
Not jump straight away, but just like doing small step by step and try to take new something. Yeah.
Good.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you.